Welcome, welcome everybody. Thank you so much for being here tonight. The New Yorican Poets Cafe at the Loisaida Center for this special open mic. Round of applause if you're out there. Wonderful, yes. Today is a special edition. We're doing something that we've never done. And tonight's open mic is focused on a musical era of mambo and the cultural significance of this era and what significance and influence it had on the New Yorican culture itself. So the mambo era was of the 1950s, and it was a defining moment in Latin music and American pop culture. It was born from Afro-Cuban rhythms and jazz and harmonies and big band energy. Like, I love the big band era. I don't know how many people out here like some big band. Any musicians out there that wish they were in a big band? Bring back that heyday, you know? It's so super special. I mean, this era, it gave legendary artists a global platform. Like Tito Puente came out of this, like, come on, Celia Cruz came out of this time, Machito, Tito Rodriguez, La Lupe. Yeah, you hear me? Oh, sound, there we go. Hello, somebody pull a plug and pull it back in. They were like, wait a minute, Mambo era, hold on. They're like, did they have microphones in the Mambo era? Yes, they did. And they worked. But this is the modern times, right? And the mambo's DNA is everywhere. It's in salsa, it's in reggaeton, Latin jazz, it's all over the globe. Like, the mambo era really had a huge influence. And now in this time, you know, in these modern times, we've been doing musicals and revisiting this era. And one gentleman in particular had a huge influence on this renaissance, if you will, of the mambo era and the mambo presentation and musical production themselves. So this first part of the open mic, I really want to have a conversation, and I would like to introduce you to somebody that has been influential. Has actually, in the earlier years, was running around with Hector Lavoe back in the days and helped launch the careers of Mark Anthony and La India. Do you guys know anything about those people? Yeah? La India? You know La India? Ese hombre que tú ves ahí. Are you kidding me? La India, La India was born in the Bronx. It's a New Yorican people. I don't know where, if Mark Anthony was born in the Bronx. Spanish Harlem and El Barrio, another New Yorican, and they're global artists. But this gentleman, he's the co-creator of the musical I Like It Like That, a musical that I was a part of, and we did it twice. We did it at the Puerto Rican Traveling Theater back in 2016-17, did like a 6-month run of it. It was a blast, it was a success. And then we brought a rendition of it recently to Lehman Center, where we are going to do another musical production called The Three Kings and Their Queens on November 8th. And this man has everything to do with this. He's behind all of this. He's a lifelong contributor to Latin culture. He did musicals, La Balbería, Celia, Quien Mató Héctor Lavoe, and he was also part of the movie El Cantante. Ladies and gentlemen, a legend is coming up here. Please show some love for David Maldonado. Hello, David.
I don't know the part about legend.
Legendary.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, sure, you can sit there. And I'll move this over here.
I very rarely do these talks because I sound like Darth Vader. And I've told them, I don't forget. But you know how she is. Anybody who knows her.
You can't say no.
Look, she'll do the arguing. That's it.
I'm glad you know that about me.
Yes.
I'm super excited to have you because I know that this is rare. That's why it's so super special. I mean, David, you were there back like in the 70s where this in salsa took off. But in the 50s, what were you doing at that time?
I was being born. I think that about 95% of the people who went to Palladium are gone. And there maybe in the 80s, early 80s. So, they're not around anymore.
So this is your parents' era? Were your parents musical in that way? Like,
Yeah.
Where did you get this love for this music?
I don't know. I used to just go out partying. My father didn't want me to become a musician. That's what I wanted to be.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Was there a specific instrument?
Yeah, I like percussion. But my father wanted me to be an accountant.
Well, now you're both.
Yeah, I forgot about it. So I came into another door. But I started, like all of us, the New Yorkers, I started with Motown, right? And the Four Seasons. Until one time, I heard Boogaloo. I heard Joe Cuba. I'm like, what is that? It's in English, but it has a Latin rhythm to it. And I was like, wow, what's this? Most of New York acts, Joe Bataan, Johnny Boogaloo. Well, anyway, that's how I started. Started going to shows that my dear friend Ralphie Mercado used to do. Big promoter, he's like Bill Graham. And I started watching Celia, La Lupe, who else?
Well, let's shout out Ralphie Mercado and Pa Descanse, who they just named the street after him in Brooklyn, and it was a beautiful event and a long time coming,
Yeah.
For sure.
He deserved it. He was a pioneer, and he started in the black market. So Aretha Franklin, Diana Ross, they all knew him.
So doing the concerts, right? That was his specialty, was bringing these acts together?
Yeah. And then he got into Latin. He went to the Palladium. He used to sneak in. He was about 16. And he got sick. He went, what the? And the Palladium was on 53rd and Broadway, across the street from Ed Sullivan Theater. And then on the other corner was Birdland.
Oh, wow.
So all the famous jazz musicians would walk half a block, Palladium, and watch them. Like Miles Davis, all them killers. And just, wow, what's this? Dizzy Gillespie. So that was before salsa. But I've done a lot of research with this, Eddie Palmieri, everybody.
May Eddie Palmieri rest in peace, yeah.
And they all say, if you guys know, some books written, that the 50s is considered the best decade of America. It was the golden era of film, comedy, all that. The silver screen, all of that was in the 50s. So what happens is the mambo, which is by Cubans, we once had a big community of Cubans in New York.
Any Cubans in the house? All right, yes. Cuba Libre.
And so, the movement starts, and a guy, because they wouldn't come to Midtown, so the Audubon Ballroom, remember that, Malcolm X, blah, blah, blah. So all the mambo dancing was being done uptown. So one guy, Federico Pagani, convinces the people at the Palladium ballroom on 53rd to try mambo. And they're like, what is that? You know, and the wife, you know, this is a Jewish family. Max, you know, give it a shot. We want to retire in Miami Beach at this rate. We're going to retire in Coney Island. You know, long story short, they give no, that was Machito who went to him. You guys heard of Machito? Those are like Duke Ellingtons, Cab Calloway, that type of Dorsey Brothers, Frank Sinatra era.
Yeah.
So he convinces him, blah, blah, blah. I'll give you a Sunday. And what's coming? I got this Cuban band, they're killers. Okay, cool. Let's do it. So we do a Sunday matinee, sell out, but, you know, lines around the corner, make crazy money. And so Max Hyman tells Federico, sell out. He goes, so how you like it? Oh, it's good. But there's only one problem. What? I thought you said we're going to have Cubans. They are Cubans, but they're black. This is a real story. And Federico takes out a $20 bill. This is the color we got to be interested in, Max. And the rest is history.
Because racial segregation was huge at that time, and even in Cuba, Machito was escaping that segregation. He was huge in the music, but had to go in through the back, and so he came here and blew them away. And I'm glad. I mean, that they were looking for green, and were able to put aside their, whatever their beliefs were, or whatever they preferred or not, but it really did launch a complete phenomenon.
A lot of credit is like, civil rights, right? A lot of credit goes to the Jewish community with Palladium. It was, Tito Puente had a saying, you want to learn how to dance mambo? Watch the Jews. They danced it on two, blah, blah, blah. So they were a major factor in it. What happens, it becomes something like the Studio 54. And celebrities used to come from Sinatra down, especially on Wednesdays. They had dance contests. And you see Marlon Brando come in, and the Rat Pack, the mafioso guys over there.
I heard that you're a great dancer.
Me? That's
no?
Probably right. No, not really. I'm terrible. Terrible. I never learned. I tried.
But you love, so then how did your love of musicals come about? Because that's quite a leap, that's theater, it's...
Yeah, I started, like you said, I started with Ruben Blades, Mark Anthony, India, and then we used to book Tito, Celia. We were lucky. I was blessed. All the greats. We booked them all over the world. And so that's that. How I got to know them. I'm old, so that works. And so then, I got it. I got into the film thing. I did Cantante with Jennifer Lopez and Mark. And it's funny, because I had an issue. I went to the Hollywood Bowl. I had an issue with my heart, so I had to go to the hospital over in Beverly Hills. I was there like 3 days. So when you come out, there's a mall right over there, Beverly Hills. I went to the bookstore, and I was looking at the film books, and I bought like 10 of them. I said, I don't think I'm going to make a movie. And they're like, Mark Anthony's like, the guy off. And Mark was like my kid. He's not like what you see now. So, and we wound up doing Cantante. Then, Broadway, man, that's like incredible. And I got the book. Went to see Cape Man, because we used to know Paul Simon, still do. So we just got the bug, and I started trying that out off Broadway, and it was working.
Right.
So I got more and more into it. It's funny, the play we're doing is called The Three Kings and the Queens, which is Puente, Tito Rodriguez, and Machito. The queens are Lupe, Celia Cruz, and Graciela, who is the singer of Machito. So I've been working on this Broadway script for 1,000 years. And people who know about this know I'm not exaggerating. The musical that you're in, that we're doing, see my breathing is all the residue of research that we did for Broadway. But on the Broadway play, we're not talking about who Puente is, or, it's just a drama. So we considered, let's do this musical about these people who are incredible. And that's how this came about.
Well, what do you hope people get out of this newest production, The Three Kings and Their Queens? What do you hope that,
Well,
because you've done so much.
It's like history. It's like, I was thinking like college professors, like they're a history teacher. Yeah. They must love that, and they bring themselves up to date. During the summer, they'll go to Egypt or something. So I just started learning more and more about the culture plays a major part, and these people, like if anybody saw Buena Vista Social Club, that music that you heard 50 years later has been rearranged. So it still comes from Cuba. It's just the music is rearranged. So that mambo, and let me tell you something weird. You said it, I think I heard you say it before. This is 1950s. They didn't want to bring Midtown. That's what Max Hyman was nervous about. These are minorities, and even the Jews were a little, just could pass by. But somehow, all these people got together for one common denominator was, can you dance? New York attitude. You want to dance? First of all, you're this big. Can you dance? And people became teams, and professionals came out of there. Sammy Davis Jr. used Augie and Margot to open up his show for about 7 years when he used to, go there. And so what happens is the Palladium organically becomes integrated. There were no politicians, no ministers, no pastors, no nothing. Mambo. Can you dance? That was it. Then people may say, argue and say, David, that's not true because in Harlem, the whites were going to see jazz. True. But they don't touch. And this is, anybody who knows, get close. Sweet, cheek to cheek. Yeah. So that's when you interview all in Miami, the Jews that used to go, wow, David, you don't understand. We're like, what? And that's beautiful. Yeah. Today, America can't do that. Yeah. We're good. Maybe the military. So
that's the goal, that you want to bring people together and share that message of universality and unity.
And it was, can you dance?
And can you dance?
Not how much money do you have, or you're not Puerto Rican, or what are you, black? Can you dance? And from that club or ballroom, a lot of, I won't say a lot, but pretty much a lot of mixed marriages came out of there.
I was gonna ask you, is that what you're trying to bring back as well, like a lot more mixed marriages?
I don't know the current unless maybe if the White House says it. I don't know. I don't know. But basically, you when you produce shows, not like I'm the Schuberts, but individually, you gotta like your product. You gotta like selling a car. You gotta know everything about it. And so, I've fallen in love with the past. If any guys the Bad Bunny, which is like a phenomenon, he uses old music, right? A combo, and
in his last album, especially.
Yeah, it went Latin, and how can since the conquistadores, how can like this Latin thing just cross like that and upset America and upset is like so Palladium was something like that, parallel. Like what? And people would go and because especially celebrities and Latino community, they're very close. They teachers hug their kids and kiss them. No, don't do that here. So many restrictions. But that love carries over, and that kid he's got
he carried that torch.
Yeah.
He went to the past, brought it forward, and that just goes to show how incredible that music is, that it influenced this new phenomenon.
I mean, crazy.
No, fantastic. I mean, I went to the concert. I've been watching, and I was moved. I mean, in so many ways. I'm hoping that the New Yorican Poets Cafe, when we reopen, will be that same type of vibe of integration, coming together, and that is an inspiration to follow.
Right. So basically that's how I got into it.
Yeah.
And she's in the show. She's phenomenal.
I'm gonna try to.
And anything she does.
Thank you.
She's blessed. So
we're gonna make it happen, and it's gonna be great. And I'm so happy that you came to speak with us today, and and share this wisdom.
I'm like, what am I doing? I don't know what to say.
You have so much wisdom, and what I love about you, David, is that you did it hands-on. You see a vision. You're like, forget going to school for it. You're like, we're just going to do this. We could learn, like, get some books, learn, like, ask that guy, watch this thing, and taking from and have made a trajectory of excellence. So thank you so much.
They say, thank you. There's a saying, God knew what he did when he made Puerto Rico. It's only 100 by 35. Imagine he would have made it like Texas. Forget it. So God bless. There's a famous singer that he said when God made Earth and he looked at his beautiful project, a tear came down, dropped, and it was Puerto Rico. That tear became Puerto Rico.
Ooh, beautiful. That was very poetic. Thank you so much. Snap, snap, snaps for David Maldonado, producer extraordinaire. Thank you. Love you. How wonderful was that? That was once in a lifetime. And we have it captured, live stream, Loisaida Center, New Yorican Poets Cafe. Let's go. So, in I Like It Like That, there was one performer who always stole the show and is just a powerhouse, born and raised in Newark, New Jersey. She is a versatile artist hailing from Puerto Rico, singer-songwriter, dancer, actor. Notably, she has showcased her talent on stages alongside superstars Romeo Santos and Don Omar. Oh yeah, no slouch here. This woman is incredible, and I know it because I've performed alongside her for years and have been behind stage, on stage, in so many stages. Ladies and gentlemen, show some love for Grizel, la Chachi del Valle. Woo!
It's so bright.
These are the Cuchi Frito lights.
Did you?
know.
Okay. They are the Gucci Frito lights. Keep it hot.
Keep them hot. How you doing, Chachi?
I'm doing good. I'm happy to be here. Thank you for the invitation, for opening this platform to us. And David, I could dance.
Oh, yeah.
Can you dance? I could dance.
And that's what he counts on. That's why he's like, let Chachi do it. Like, and for most of the things, it would be like, let Chachi do it. And I like it like that. In the first musical, you played three different characters.
Different, very versatile roles. I was the vixen from El Barrio, Maria Luisa. I had a cameo number where I played La Lupe and I did Carbonero at the Corso. And then I also played a 65-year-old Pentecostal grandma, Doña Babilonia.
Oh, yeah. Sexy Babilonia. Like, and my goodness, like, it was exhausting just watching you do it.
Yeah.
How much, like, training do you have to do? Like, either is it physical? Like, how do you muster the energy to play three people every single night, 8 shows a week for months?
I think it was a challenge. I wanted to challenge myself. I know at one point I read for Doña Babilonia, but I was told from the very beginning that there was a probability that it would be another person doing that role. And when we started rehearsals at the PRTT, that they had a name, and I'm like, oh, I guess they have the Babilonia person. But the first day of rehearsal passes and nobody shows up. The second day of rehearsal passes and I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on? And then the director, Wadis, is like, well, we're gonna see if maybe you could pull it off because it's a lot. So we might have to rewrite something so that both of these characters aren't on stage at the same time. He says, but I don't know. You think you could do it? And I was like, shit, I don't know. Maybe I could do it. So it was a challenge in itself. And I never trained vocally. I never trained, I did train as an actress and I did train as a dancer. And so I knew that I had the capabilities of feeding life into these roles. But I surprised myself because I left an opportunity where I was making a lot of money and doing, great for myself to really like fulfill the dreams that little Chachi had, and it was a lot of sacrifices that I took in order to do this, but without wanting to, because she says I stole the show every night. I didn't mean to. I just love what I do. And every night for me is opening night. And every night for me is as special as the first one or as the last one. And I respect my colleagues and the stage and the people that work with us, from crew to sound, light, tech. Like, it's a village. I think everyone makes the star of the show, right? Like, the show. It's not a one-person thing, but I carried a lot.
You did.
I carried a lot. I got so skinny. She said, how you do it? I got so skinny. It was cardio. Because if you know this, I was literally like a hamster wheel. I was running up and down, up and down, up and down, through the theater, under the theater, as different characters. At times, I remember one time I came out as Doña Babilonia with La Lupe's bra, which was like pointy compared to my saggy boob bra. It was hilarious, the things that have happened to me. And then we did the show for about 6 months, and the one night that they decided to film the show, the one night out of 6 months, that wig never flew off my head. The day that we recorded as La Lupe, you can see in the video, it looks like somebody pulled my wig from the top at the very end. I was like, they caught a moment that I'm like, that never, and you know it, that never happened. Never happened. But that's the beauty of theater, that things happen in the moment, and it's like it's magic. Every night is magic.
Very spiritual. And in this incarnation, this production that we're going to do on November 8th at Lehman Center, Three Kings and Their Queens, you're now not just going to be doing a cameo as La Lupe, but you are going to embody La Lupe.
Yeah.
And I've always wanted to know, what is your favorite La Lupe song?
Oof. I think it's Ike. And it's
How does that go?
She always puts me on the spot. It goes lo que quiera yo, no lo que quieras tú. Lo que quiera yo, no lo que quieras tú. Tú no vas a dominarme, no se va a poder. Por si acaso ya tú no estás enterado, conmigo no juegas tú. It's her. I love that song from La Lupe because she had a lot of masculine energy, especially on stage. And she was an alpha in that band with nothing but men. You understand? So no pressure, but nothing but men. And so to be able to be so witty with her tongue, her sass, her talent, that energy that she always carried, and like pay homage to her and like really be her as a person, I feel a little pressure. And it's a little nerve-wracking because this is not just a quick 3-minute number that I could give you all this sauce and then leave. Yeah. I have to take you through a story, and I have to, with my monologue and my songs, I'm learning layers of her that I never knew and I had never even touched upon in Carbonero. So, oof. And she's multi-layered. Like, she was way ahead of her time, like you said. Sometimes people don't understand when you are way ahead of your time, where to put you, what to do with you. Sometimes when you're not controllable and they can't control you and kind of put you in a little box and keep you there, it comes across as if you're difficult to work with. Mm-hmm. And it's not that I'm difficult, it's just that if I don't stand up for myself, who's gonna stand up for me? Is that if you don't play my song at the tempo that I needed, I can't give people the sauce that they need, so you need to keep up. So there's so much to her that I'm so excited for. And we're loopy for Lupe. We're loopy for her, and I feel very privileged. She opened many, many doors for us, and to me it's an honor.
Incredible. And I know you're going to shine as you always do, and it's going to be great to be backstage again with you and in rehearsals. Yes, we always have so much fun. We went viral one time just for a little ditty that we made up.
Before going viral was a thing, we went viral and I think it's because it was the social chord that we strung, and how
it was us.
It was us.
That was we created these songs in our.
We started a song. I ain't cooking for no man
unless he knows how to oil my pan. That was we went viral with that shit.
And then 7-8 years later, I married a chef.
Oh,
I'm not cooking, but no, we cook for each other.
Isn't that amazing? No, words are They're magic. Powerful. Look at that. She put that into the world years ago. She ain't cooking for no man, and now she's married to a chef.
Words are powerful, but and I just want to leave this with that. Be specific when you talk to the universe and you talk to the source, and even though the source knows what it is, but be specific. Mm-hmm. I remember so many times being in the audience and looking on stage and saying, I could do that. And then I did that. Yes. And I took that person's role, did that. And then same thing over here, I could do that. And then I did that too. And I'm like, I'm doing everything I'm saying I could do, but why haven't I had, or why isn't it like this? And it's because I'm not being specific enough with the universe. So it's just hearing, I want to sing in Madison Square Garden, but it's not hearing, I want to headline a sold-out Madison Square Garden. So you have to be specific when you're setting those intentions and trying to manifest, what you want the world to reciprocate for you and bring back.
Words to the wise right there, yes.
Be Pacific like the ocean.
La Chachi, ladies and gentlemen. I love you, sis. Thank you. Yay! Wonderful. La Chachi del Valle doing La Lupe once again. It's going to be fantastic, November 8th. And so in this production, you know, I know David Maldonado many years. I know Chachi many years. But this next performer is the newbie to the crewbie. You know what I'm saying? And she is no slouch. She is a Grammy-nominated artist alongside salsa fusion group DLG. Her lead vocals on the album Sergio Joris Presents. She has sang songs, written songs, performed songs, has been in musicals as well. Most recently, La Caja Fo and On Your Feet. I mean, this woman is going to put the audience on their feet as well. Ladies and gentlemen, show some love for Miss Yaya. Yes, Miss Yaya.
That's me, that's me. Thank you, Bruja. Thank you, thank you. La Bruja. Let's clap it up for La Bruja hosting this event.
Thank you.
Bringing us together.
Yes, I'm so happy. I'm so happy that you're joining us, that we get to share a stage after knowing of each other all these years, but we finally get to share the stage.
Yes.
How does that feel? Like, how are you dealing with knowing that you're going to be working with us? Like,
Privileged, excited, grateful. Old me, unhealed version of me wants to say scared, but I'm like, no. No, we were asked to be part of this opportunity for a reason. Yeah. I've admired all of you from afar for years. Chachi, come on, Chachi, come on. And then early 2000s, going to New York Poets Cafe and seeing you just speak your truth. I'm like, yes, that is the example of what I need to see, what we need to see as women on stage taking up space. Thank you. I'm not gonna get emotional.
Thank you. That is so
I'm not gonna get emotional. No, but it's we need more examples. And I'm sure all the women in the audience right now, you're examples in your own right to what women or young girls need to see. So I'm grateful to you for that.
And
so
you as well.
I'm trying.
No, you are.
Mi granito de sal.
Oh, yes.
No, I'm grateful. I'm grateful to be in the presence of greatness because I like it like that. And I actually saw La Barberia back in the day, not knowing, I didn't know David yet at that point. And I was like, just like Chachi said, I can do that. I want to be up there. And just being part of this show, which is part musical concert, it's exciting as a performer, as a vocalist, and both as an actor, because I have to channel Graciela.
Oof, yeah, and those are some big shoes to fill. Graciela, so powerful. How many songs of hers are you going to be performing?
I'm doing 3 songs solo, and then Machito, who was Graciela's brother, he has his own songs that I am also going to do coro on, backgrounds on. Seeing videos of them on YouTube, the videos that I can find, because it's hard to find material on them, but what I've seen, it looked like they had a great time on stage. And I'm excited that I get to do that alongside K7, which I've known for over 20 years. I was at his wedding, and I would have never guessed we'd be doing this together at Lehman Center for the Arts with David Maldonado next to La Bruja with Chachi. Like, come on.
Well, you must have manifested this too.
Oh,
right?
no, absolutely manifested this. No, I'm grateful.
So, yes, we have to be intentional about what we continue to manifest because we are extremely powerful. And
words are power.
Yes. And what if, like, of your own music, is there one song in particular that you feel really strongly about?
Of my own, what I'm doing, of my own. Ooh, the song my go-to song is Sigo de Pie.
What does that mean?
Sigo de Pie means I'm still standing, like Elton John's I'm still standing better than I ever been. But Sigo de Pie is my salsa version of despite everything I've been through, después de todo lo que he vivido, sigo de pie. Everything I've been through, I'm still standing. And I wrote that song in 2009, finally released it in 2015. And whenever I post something on Instagram, that's the song that I tag, because I'm like, I'm doing the next great thing, y sigo de pie. I'm still here.
Let's hear a little bit of it.
Ooh, yes, yes. Sé que no te gusta cuando me vuelvo a parar y que no me doy por vencida. Eso a ti te cae muy mal, rompiendo el molde. Yo sé que no me controle. Voy libre por el mundo, ganadora, nunca perderé. Mi cabeza en alto siempre yo tendré. La vuelta al mundo le daré. Mi historia yo escribiré. No fue fácil llegar a ser independiente. Sigo de pie.
Woo!
No lo ves. Nada a mí me detendrá. Never.
Woo! Yes, Miss Yaya. That is
Thank you.
lovely. So, it's wonderful. You have your individual body of work, like Chachi, like we all have our individual body of work, but then we have to bring to life legendary work as well to pay homage to what has inspired us over the years. And
There might not be any us if it weren't for people like Graciela, La Lupe, Celia Cruz, groups like Ana Caona. All they have paved the way. They have paved the way because we needed to be inspired from somewhere and then take our own experiences and make it our own.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yes, indeed. Well, like literally, my parents met dancing salsa, so like literally, like I would not be alive if it weren't for that music.
yes, yes. Thank you, Mom and Dad.
Yes, thank you. At La Mancha, La Mancha means stain, very romantic. But I want to bring back La Chachi, bring back David Maldonado for a quick little bow and because right, the time is a flying. And does anyone in the audience have a question? Any in the audience have like one question or two? Anyone?
Anybody need the lotto number?
Ah!
Because I could use them too. I'll share.
Well, so, we're going to be there November 8th. Any last words from all of you? Anyone say something to?
I would say if you still have your parents, your grandparents, your aunts, invite them, because I know we're going to take them back to their time and they are going to feel something that I feel like the music nowadays doesn't have. So it'll be nice for them to relive, like going back to the Palladium. We're encouraging everybody to dress up like the eras of when the Palladium was happening as well, just so that aesthetically it all looks the way it's supposed to, or in that time how it looked. Yeah. But again, we're very grateful to have this stage, to have that stage, to have you guys, and we hope to see you then. You good?
Yes. What was that? The code for the ticket? There is like a discount code.
Yes, there's
It's
a
time.
promo
It's
code.
yeah.
Case
Is it
sensitive.
3KQ20?
Something like that.
3K.
And it's little letters, right? The small letter 3.
Please hold for excellent service.
In the meantime, David, what final words, last
Final words, David.
There's a saying in Spanish, la rumba está buena. I say it in my house all the time.
La rumba está buena.
How do you interpret that?
The rumba está buena. That-
The party is fire.
that's my translation. The jam is pumping. That's good. Yup. It's gonna be
So
big.
for a 20% discount, there's a promo code, and it is case sensitive. So it's 3KQ20. You were right.
KQ lowercase.
Yes.
Miss Yaya knows. She's intentional about all of this. Ladies and gentlemen, round of
Thank
applause yet again for these wonderful performers.
And to you, thank you.
I love you guys. I'm just so happy that we're going to be doing this again and that we could bring this world together, that you could come into the Loisaida Center, which is incredible, and represent also for the New Yorican Poets Cafe, because this is New Yorican culture.
Yes.
Muchas
Gracias.
gracias. All right. So that is the mambo era, So I wanted to share something before we get into the open mic. How many people are signed up for the open mic? Yeah. Okay, all right, okay. Well. I wanted to tell you that this is a little something that I wrote. My maternal line is filled with performers. My mother's first cousin is the Grammy-winning percussionist for Ruben Blades. And he arguably plays the most iconic conga bars in the most famous salsa song ever recorded. What song is that, do you think? Anybody know the most famous salsa song ever recorded? Ruben Blades. Starts with a conga riff, real slow. Pedro Navaja, of course, David Maldonado would know the answer. That's right, the song Pedro Navaja. Listen to how that song starts when you get a chance. Those are my cousin's hands that play that intro, playing that rhythm with a tempo steadier than a heartbeat after falling asleep. Because of him, I met Hector Lavoe when I was around 4 or 5 years old in the lobby of an airport back when Eastern Airlines was a top service. The same airline that delivered snow to San Juan for the children to play in, ordered by the first female governess, the beloved Fela Rincon. When I met Hector, he had tinted lenses on in rims that covered half his nose. The gradient of the lens still let you see the movement and shape of his eyes. He had on a hat that melted to the side and a matching pantsuit, the color denim. I don't remember what he said to me, but his lips moved peacefully apart to reveal a mouthful of pearls. It was the 70s, and he was creating a moment in time of music that will never happen again. And the Bronx was once called El Condado de la Salsa, with venue after venue all along the same block, filled with well-dressed couples dancing to big band after big band for years. And that era was inspired by mambo in the 1950s and the Palladium. So thank you so much for taking in this wisdom of this musical era. It certainly is dear to my heart. And now we're gonna open up the mic for the artists that are in the room, the other artists that have signed up. You're encouraged to share music connected to the mambo, but it's not necessarily has to be. But if you do have something like that, please feel free. And the sign-up list is still open, is that correct? Still over there in the back. So if anybody, you pop like a popcorn kernel because you feel the heat, sign up. If you got a poem in your pocket, sign up. But this portion now, I am going to hand off to our official open mic host. He has joined the force of the New Eurekan Poets Cafe, and he's a force unto himself. He's known as Brian the Motel Guy. He has like over 1 million followers on TikTok. He makes the most amazing, heartfelt stories, and I am so happy that he has joined our team. Ladies and gentlemen, show some love for your host, Brian.
When I say where you at, you say right here. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Type shit. Type shit, type shit. All the kids. Keep going on about. Fuck a private. Send it from my personal account. Gotta hawk it to ya. Hiding poison in my mouth. Glands holding the components to a copious amount. If I find out that you're really homies for the cloud. If I find out. Coded in directions that you're out. If your loyalty leads only to contention in the drought, the confession that you flout will only poison you. I've been hacking weeds. Crazy if you sprout with a sprayer that I tout. I'm cleaning layers of the ground. When it's ready for exposure, pick the pen up like a joust. Defending any venomous behavior as aroused from the doldrums that a poet tries daily to renounce. If the devil tries his trick of speaking only when I bounce, I'm spitting off of Raven like it's Corey in the house. The chamber that I open leaves a hole where you pronounce. Choke on every word till it breaks your big astronomy. Misshapen to the quantity. My circle takes in quality. You say what you've been banking on? Thoughts your economy? Watch how much consumption's interrupting your autonomy. Reserve your reactions to the actions of the colony and really only speak when you could teach instead of following. You live the life of bad advice. Lost some opportunities. Good old the ticker tape parade for all the caution that you threw. You're exactly who I'm thinking of. To consummate a plan, shut the cellar door. I go and oscillate the fan while I roll out a board. You can find where it fits. You can move to the front. No one minds where you sit. On approach, I will interpret what it was I tried to draw for you. I pinned up a bunch of pictures. You're like, are we taking down the mafia? Look closer. And you'll notice that there's Polaroids of each of you. The orders are to make a line and take yours to your seats of you. So glad to meet with you. Break bread and eat with you. Skipped initiation, there's a reason this is reaching you. I broke the algorithm to reveal the infrastructures built by the society of real motherfuckers. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Oh, welcome to another New Yorican Poets Cafe Wednesday night open mic. All right. We had a wonderful way to start this abridged version of this open mic. My name, again, is Brian. Acosta Arya, also known as Brian, the motel guy. Thank you, La Bruja, for that wonderful introduction. And yeah, what a night so far. I hope we've learned some things, right? Who's pulling up to the Lehman Center in November for that wonderful, event? It was excellent to learn from our elders, which we don't get a chance to speak to enough, and of course to listen to enough while they're here on this mortal plane. So thank you so much, everyone that shared the history, and of course their traditions are continue. And this open mic here, courtesy of the New Yorican Poets Cafe in conjunction with the Loisaida Center, is a tradition we've been doing under the New Yorican umbrella for decades now. All right, and you folks are you're here to participate. Hopefully, who signed up for the open mic? Nice and high. Lights are kind of bright up here. Okay, wonderful. All right, thank you so much for sticking around. This is an abridged version of this mic. We got a hard out around like 8:30, but please stick around because we got some poets. We got some musicians. We got a show for all of you today. It's going to be great. But I'm here every single Wednesday except the first Wednesday of the month. All right, doing this for a couple of hours, making this a nice, safe space for you, because that is what the New Yorican Poets Cafe is all about. So can I introduce some rules to you? Oh, we hate rules, but we got to fucking do some rules, right? We got some rules. All right, we got like a couple categories of rules, too. We got house rules and open mic rules. I'm just going to spit it out. You can absorb them in any way you want to. Okay, so house rules. This is not the New Yorican Poets Cafe. Did you know? Do you see a brick wall or anything? Nope, this is not it, because the New Yorican Poets Cafe, the building, of course, as you know, is under New York construction. It will be opening up very soon, but the Loisaida Center is our foster home, so shout out to them. But we shall respect the facilities, of course. So let me, first of all, bring up the idea of an emergency exits over there, behind this curtain, and a couple to the left of me, in case there's an emergency. Hopefully there will not be one. Okay, and also we got bathrooms over in the hallway and a water fountain. Please respect our foster home. Please don't tag up the bathrooms or put some stickers up. You artistic people, save it for another place. Okay, what else? Oh my gosh, now I gotta pull out the actual script. I thought I memorized all of this. Encourage guests, of course. All right, some people are gonna come up here and they're going to spill their guts out, not literally, but in a metaphorical sense. So please, if you got to use the restrooms or take a phone call outside, wait between performances to do that. Okay, speaking of interruptions, everyone pull out their phone. You got your phone on you? You've been here for like an hour. You've probably had your phone, probably glanced at it a little bit. All right, turn on silent if you didn't do that yet. Again, people are going to be expressing themselves and their blood and putting it all out there. So we shall not interrupt any of them. Okay, and also, new rule, no throwing items onto the stage. That includes tomatoes and flowers. Save that for afterwards, all right, for a nice sauce. Okay, that was first category. Next category, the open mic rules. All right, since we have a little thin list today, all right, we're gonna give everyone 5 minutes. All right, that's one song or a couple of pieces, all right? We understand that? Big yes? Okay, thank you so much. All right, 5 minutes. There will be someone waving a light. Do we got the? Oh, there it is. Oh my gosh, that was awesome. That light will, of course, signify for you to step off stage. All right. When you come up here, I'm gonna get all up in your personal space, of course, and I'll move this microphone up and down. All right. If you got to do it, lefty, loosey, righty, tighty, of course. Okay. For you non-experienced performers out there. But I will position it for you up to your mouth, so you don't have to. And we encourage not to scream in this thing, of course. It's nice and sensitive, like me. And also, please don't move too much out of this space. You know why, chat? Because we're being live streamed right now. This is like an actual show, right? There's cameras over there, YouTube, the channels for the Nuyorican Poets Cafe and the Loisaida Center, they are live streaming right now. So everyone say, hi, chat. Hi, chat. Hopefully we're going to bring this sort of technology over to the Nuyorican Poets Cafe when this opens up. So we will be in the 21st century for another 50 years. We're going to bring, it allows people over at home to be incentivized to come to New York City and check this place out and express themselves, right? So it's great. So shout out to the chat. W in the chat right now. Thank you so much. Little W's. Maybe an eggplant emoji. I don't know. Whatever you want to throw up in there. No, a mic emoji. Duh. Okay, thank you so much. All right. So be cognizant of that. This is a show. People are watching right now. So don't move the mic. Don't come out of the space. All right. As usual with all Nuyorican Poets Cafe events, no censorship. All right. You can cuss up here. You can say sexy things. All right. We encourage that kind of stuff. So feel free to do that. But we draw the line at hate speech. All right. No hate speech. If there is any instance of that, I'll confer with the team over there, and we'll knock you off the stage, and I'll probably fight you in an alley somewhere. All right, so no hate speech at all. And, of course, no nudity. Look at you, Daniel. No nudity, no nips. Paul, Skiff, no areolas. I'm so sorry for that. Save that. Save that for another open mic. All right, and, of course, the list is still open, folks, so please consider signing up. If you got something in your notes app or a verse tucked in the back of your head, we'd love to hear it. All right. And there's a secret third category of rule. All right. That's the Motel Guys category of rule that we do in every open mic. Okay. Remember how you silenced your phone? Yeah. I need you to silence your ego. Just no egos here. Okay. That includes performers and, of course, audience members. Usually, if we have more time, I'd have you throw your ego at me, and I'd tuck it away for you. But I trust that you entered that door right over there. You put your ego away. And that will make this experience much better. I don't know how many of you have been to open mics and stuff like that, but for some reason, the ego is big, you know? But that is not needed here. I just want you to bring your art here, all right, as performer, and perform at your best, and as audience member, all right? The bad C word, that cringe, we don't like that. All right, that's totally attached to the ego. We shall silence that. I want you to accept everything that you see up here, and I want you to be able to say, when you leave this open mic, and all my open mics, all right, that you saw something beautiful, and you said something beautiful. Is that fair, chat? Thank you. Okay, good. I'm glad that the energy's here. All right, before, I always fucking forget this thing. Okay, I hate that I forget it. I'm not gonna forget it now. Let's practice snapping, okay? This is an all acts open mic, of course. So there will be all sorts of acts up here, but we shall snap and we shall be into the show, all right? We practice snapping. How about some stomping if we like what we hear? Some stomping. How about some run it back if you hear a line in a poem? All right, let's do that again. 1, 2, 3. Okay, you can say that, and hopefully the person on stage will do that. All right, I understand we're doing the halftime show now, right? Can I introduce you to the other events here at the Nuyorican Poets Cafe real quick? I usually save this for halfway into the mic. but let's get it out of the way first, okay? Because there's so many events that the New York Poets Cafe puts together throughout the week. So if you can't meet me on a Wednesday, you can meet me on a Monday or at another event. So let's get right into it really quick. Let's start at the top of the week, shall we? I was waiting for some theme music. Now, we ain't getting it? Okay. All right, this works. All right, so I feel like I'm at a tatting salon. Okay, so we start at a Monday. We can see it on the screen over here, and at home, you're seeing it on your screen. Every single Monday, we got something called a slam. How many people have been to a poetry slam? Yes. Okay, we do them because that is a New York Poets Cafe tradition, and we keep it strong every Monday at the Bowery Poetry Club. All right, 15 poets enter, 1 poet leaves with $20. Amazing. And a chance, of course, to compete at the final Friday Slam. That is a slam at the end of the month, the last Friday of the month. Doors open for the New York Bowery Slam at 6:30. Pull up at like 4:30 because these poets are cutthroat and they want to win, so they arrive early, but the doors don't open until 6:30. All right. I mentioned the final Friday Slam. That is the last Friday of the month at the Puerto Rican Traveling Theater. We've done like 10 of them, right? Almost 10 of them. We're in October right now. And so all the Monday winners get to compete at the final Friday Slam, the final Friday of the month. All right, we're gathering performers for October. It's going to be great. Again, that's at the Puerto Rican Traveling Theater, hosted by my friends Paul and Matt. And then there's an open mic afterwards. Winners from the New York Bowery Slam compete against each other, and also a lottery spot competes as well. All right, so pull up and see if you can get in. There's $100 on the line, folks. $100, and you get invited to the Grand Slam at the end of the year, which is going to be fucking amazing in December. And it's going to be on my birthday. Okay? All right, we can cut a cake. You can give me a present. Okay, it'll be great. All right, so going down the calendar, we did Monday, skipped over to Friday. Now let's get into the middle. Wednesday, we got the open mics here in conjunction with the Loisaida Center. They're awesome. They're great. They're every Wednesday. All right. I'm usually the host, but the first Wednesday of the month are for the ladies. Okay. We got an event called WOW. Can everyone say WOW? All right. That's Women Orator Wednesday. It's an acronym. All right. It's an all-act open mic just like this one, but that is catered directly and specifically for women and women representing peoples. It's hosted by my dear friend, somebody's mama, a great poet in themselves, and please pull up to that. All right, we really love when that list is full, and if you can't come, it's okay. Come to this mic. All right, this is every Wednesday afterwards. All right, this is the Nuyorican Wednesday open mic hosted by your friend Brian the Motel Guy. It's a specialized studio session for artists looking to take their work to the next level because we got the live stream, because it's recorded, okay? And doors open and sign-ups start at 6 o'clock. There are more events, many other events, including there's an online open mic. Thursdays, right? Is it free, Paul Skiff? It's free. Okay. It is free, all right? So if you're at home in Ottawa, Nebraska, Texas, tap into the Thursday open mic. It's free, and you can be a part of the Nuyorican culture from your home, okay? There's also a slam workshop, which is also online, also free if you want to get your pen game up. There's another open mic that I host. It's called the 1,000 Words Open Mic at the International Center of Photography. It's pretty dope. Pull up to that. We got now indoor events because it's getting into the fall and winter here in New York City at Battery Park City, and several October mics. We're still in October. All right, we did the International Indigenous Hip Hop Festival, right? How was that? It was pretty sick? Okay, we did that. That was lovely. Then there's another event at Centro. Anyway, I don't have to talk about it anymore because you could just scan that QR code and go to the Nuyorican website. And also, please follow us on the Instagram, Nuyorican Poets Cafe on IG. Now, as many of you know, the New York Poets Cafe is a nonprofit organization, 501c3 organization. So please consider donating to us, because all ticket sales and grants don't cover all of our programs and operations expenses. So please, if we're getting into the season of giving, consider giving, even if it's $5 or $25,000. Consider donating to this wonderful organization that continues to provide a space for people to communicate their culture, their human experience. I love this place, and I'm sure since you're all sitting here, you love it too. So please consider giving back to this space so we can give back to the community and the world at large, all right? And that is my time doing the halftime script. And this is the longest I'm gonna talk today. I'm gonna facilitate this mic to the best of my ability by looking at the open mic list, all right? Again, it's still open. It's wide open, chat. So, we got another person pull up. Oh shit! Okay, shout out to you. I'll introduce you later. Okay, all right. So it's like baseball, right? I'm gonna throw some baseball terms at you. All right, you know baseball, right? Don't go Yankees anymore. Huh? Yikes! All right. So I'm gonna say something like on deck. All right. Does everyone know on deck? All right, that means like next. All right, so the first person up is Vega. Vega, where are you? Oh, there you are, Vega. So on deck, meaning after Vega, is Jordan. Jordan, you still here, pal? Oh, thank you for sticking around. So on deck is Jordan. First up is Vega. So I'm gonna need some energy, all right? All the way to the stage. Let's hear some poetry from my man, Vega. You can pull up a stool if you want, chat. All right, get comfortable.
Thank you. Where my Latinos at? Why do you keep cutting from arts and education? You want citizens to prosper, but you don't teach financial literacy and tax laws in public education? I do not blame red, blue, black, or white. No, I blame green. Old money thinking and identities, funding new business entities. Our small businesses against ones whose voyage was sponsored, built with stolen resources and free labor. My African-American brothers' experience have been imposed by old money, giving the impression to the public that people were property, suppression to the point that slavery became civil war, emancipation, different amendments, Black Wall Street massacre, redlining, civil rights, Fred Hampton, and Martin Luther King's murder. Africans were suppressed from being Americans. So you better recognize, because old money's practices are international, claiming all they do is in the name of Yahweh, but I noticed the way Yah hid behind religion, claiming kings were anointed by God, claiming money paid for sins, and when Martin Luther calls out the church, they burned his protesters. This thinking downplays the Spanish Inquisition of my native blood, saying I need to respect where I rest my head or go back. But I say in your trade, you got gold, ingredients, and settlement. You bring religion and disease, and you dare call it the Columbian Exchange. You call the natives who address deception Indian givers. This is why I question everything old money publishes. It was you who took my pillow and my bed, so there is no leave. Until the lion learns to write, every story will glorify the hunter, an African proverb. But these indigenous bones got invasive skin tones. Those are my words. I will do my part because the blood in Latin American tongues have tasted more of the world than the minds of Machiavelli. Our democracy has been infiltrated. Representatives have been campaigned by old money. So I don't blame red, blue, black, or white. It's green, also known as greed. So to old money and your monopolies, we, the people, call out tobacco and sugar-laced addictions, healthcare and insurance prioritizing profit, media sensationalism, bank interest loans, affordable housing that is not The people are your checks and balances when companies combine church and state. It was a tired poor who made this nation, fighting against a monarch who did not respect the needs of its people. And I love that. So I might have loved to represent us, a united, if I wasn't shamed for being me as well. That's why words like freedom and liberty are just a filler word to most of us, because blacks needed more than amendments. Latins are the indigenous who survived genocide, women in the feminist waves, gays against discrimination, Asians against discrimination, gays and Stonewall, and even child labor laws prove that protesting is the American thing to do. They'll red flag me when they see this, cut me off on some trumped up charges, but know that since 95 I've loved the arts and education, so please call this one my 95 thesis. Vega. Big shout out to New York and Loisaida for hosting us. Just make a few plugs. This Sunday, I'm going to be a feature artist for Spoken Words Hispanic Heritage Month, alongside with some performers from my friends over at Pierre Canela Dancers. So if you want to see some cultures, you want to represent, you want to come and support some of the Latin arts, we got a showcase happening at Lovejoy's Brooklyn, Sunday the 19th. Pull up, we got music, we got food, we got dancing going on, and a few special surprises. And if you would like to find out more about that or connect and collaborate, please follow me, and I'll follow you right back. You can find me on Instagram at Vegaology, VEGAOLOGY. Once again, thank you, and thank you, Brian.
Love that. Oh, fire. Holy moly. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing, Vega. I've seen Vega around do his thing at all sorts of events. Thank you for that. And now it's recorded forever. All right. Use it as your disposal. Okay. So on deck, we got Daniel. Daniel? Oh, there you are. Okay. You whistled at me. That was nice. Okay. I kind of like that. All right. So Daniel's on deck, but coming up to the stage, all the way to the mic, we got Jordan, y'all. Give it up for Jordan. Yeah, with some music. All right, a brief pause so we can figure out some stuff with his instruments. Let's do that. Oh, chair? A regular chair. Okay, cool. Do we got a regular chair? Oh, Vega. Real quick.
Style guitarist. I'll play one of my songs. It's called With an Open Heart. Hope you enjoy. board, or if you want your voices heard in NYC, I host showcases, sometimes mics. So yeah, thanks, Brian.
Yes! Get a load of that! Get a load of that, chat. What do we think? Can we get some guitar emojis in the chat on the YouTube? Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Jordan, for sticking around to play us that beautiful instrument of yours. Remarkable stuff. Thank you. And it was original, too, yeah? Yes. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Okay. So on deck, we have Maria. Maria is still here. I know you are. You're right there, Maria. All right, thanks for sticking around. All right, we got some more poetry from Daniel all the way to the stage. Give it up for Daniel. Thanks for sticking around, folks.
I remember many things. I remember the first time I had French toast. I remember wanting pizza because of the Ninja Turtles and ramen because of Goku and Naruto. But beans, I have no first memory. I love beans before words, before being aware. Beans always wear the mornings with propane gas stoves hitting the griddle, dough stretched flat, bubbles rising, making flour, tortillas, spread beans, sprinkle cheese, pour mantequilla, fold it in half. Baleadas are my favorite breakfast. At noon, the steam of boiling beans serve as a clock. My mouth watering, preparing for dinner. The Remy Ratatouille Albert Camus experience. The rebellion cuisine of combining flavors. Pink onions, green peppers, swirl and slide on oil with beans, a little bit of salt. An impressionistic art immortalized by Mommy. I never heard anyone complain about their beans, which means they didn't complain about their dinner. Maybe we were just too hungry to notice. Our mothers sustained us and loved us with beans. I've been depressed and all I had to eat were beans. I've been happy and all I wanted to eat were beans. To eat is to beans have no meaning without my loved ones. I find it funny. I've never thought of myself as a beaner. But I think you mean different when you ask me, does it bother you if I call you a beaner? What you're really asking is, does it bother you if I call you love, supported, a dreamer, resilient? And the answer is no. Beans are my roots, the fire in my words, meaning against the absurd. It doesn't bother me to be loved, resilient, a dreamer. As a matter of fact, I love being a beaner. Thank you.
So quick to boil away. Where can we find you, Daniel?
Dr. Dantan.
If you didn't hear that, you can just talk to him after the event. Okay, thank you so much, Daniel. Hopefully after we go through the list the first time, we'll have time to pull up anybody else to perhaps go a second time to get your archival footage on deck. All right, so on deck, speaking of, Paul Skiff, are you here? Yes. So, Paul, you were on deck, but coming up to the New York Poets Cafe microphone, we got Maria. Give it up for Maria, y'all! With some poetry as well! Yeah! Hi. We gonna get comfy. We taking off the galoshes.
Yes, thank you. All right. My love for another person flickers on the moment my eyes meet theirs. I meet who they really are in that first glance, the windows to the soul. I'm an unlimited lover. I will love you so hard for the both of us there will never be any room for you to doubt yourself in front of me. I love so effortlessly and without restraints, I'll have everybody and their grandfather thinking I must be in love with them. But truth be told, I'm understanding how a lover just loves to love, and they will love anyone or anything that allows them to swim around in their light. A lover's inclination is to share in the pulse with another human being. regardless of the figure that stands before them. I ask myself, how could a flame that once roared in my chest in the presence of a person dwindle so suddenly into a steady, self-sustaining bonfire as space pulls us apart? The only answer I could give myself would be that when you're a lover of the moment and the magic that resides within it, where it doesn't matter much about the specific form you find before you. Until, I imagine, one day there will be one particular person's face that could never fade from your memory, whose name is ready to fall from your lips no matter the length of time. A person whose singular essence when entering your life brought with it the birth of a sprawling new universe of unending emotion that could have never have been able to have been anticipated. And I suppose, for the natural-born lover, this will be the only way they have realized they have found a certain kind of love that has created its entire own category around the word love. How much time do we have up here? Okay. Okay, there's one more I'm practicing. Okay, let's see. Cut me off if I need to be cut off. Bring to me the undomesticated ones, the messy ones, the ones who speak first and think later, the ones who get it wrong, the awkward ones who forgot to pack their pamphlet on how to be sane when they incarnated this planet. I thought something was wrong, that something was missing within me, where other people could just accept reality as the way that it is, but I actually realized humanity bores me. The predictable ways in which people express themselves, or not rather, bores me. Bring to me the ones who are willing to lose themselves in love and look stupid in the pursuit of something profound and real. Put me in the room with the maddened ones, the ones who have learned it's better to dance with the devil than to try to outrun him. Bring me the ones who have let themselves break enough times that the sound of their laughter is now felt from across the room. Show me the ones where life has marred its sunken teeth marks into their spine, and teach me how they learned to love the feeling of it. Thank you.
Yeah. Come on, Maria. Maria, where can we find you? Can we find you on social media, things like that?
Metaphysical Maria. So just like meta, and then physical, and then Maria. Okay.
Love that. Stick around, Maria. All right, could possibly have you up again. You and all your metaphysics. Okay. On deck, we got. Whoop. I may mess up the names here. All right. Ilizandro. You're over there? Thanks for sticking around, pal. Saw you in the hallway. You're the man. Appreciate that. Okay. So on deck, you, which is with some of your, an a cappella song. I can't wait to hear it. All right. But coming to the mic, we have local legend, Paul Skiff. Give it up for Paul! Yeah! Hi, Paul.
Thank you. La Bruja, thanks, and Yaya and Chachi and David for that really wonderful and important cultural history lesson. I can never give you enough praise, La Bruja, for carrying on all the aspects of the vision of the cafe's founders, one of which you know very well is the preservation, protection, promotion, teaching, and bringing into the future the traditions. So that was just a wonderful experience for somebody like me. We had this supposed holiday at the beginning of the month, week, and I just want to kind of correct it by acknowledging that we're all standing on the traditional lands of the Munsee Lenape people. This is just a short little ditty, pirate song. I stole these clothes I'm wearing. I yelled back at the landlady until she stopped caring. Shelley, 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 spin the magazine on your 38. A man stopper with quick trigger take up, perfect for the woman who never hesitates. Tell me the building owner doing 25 years in Jackson State. He wants cash. He wants cash. He wants the rent in cash. Well, maybe I'll give you half the rent, Shelley, on the 10th in a postal money order. Or, you know, I could just walk over to the 6th precinct and let them know about the guy you installed in 2B who's cooking up product all afternoon on the stove. And, hey, Shelley, I like the rose you got in your hair today. Asymmetric, looks good on you. I stole these clothes I'm wearing. I refused to deflower Martha Johnson when her mother asked me to. Her mother was preoccupied by the knuckleheads in the neighborhood. Madre, 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 you don't know your daughter's habits and tastes. She asked me to go downtown so it would boil her blood. She's got nothing to learn from the knuckleheads in the neighborhood. Ay, chica, so tight, so wet, so swollen. I stole these clothes I'm wearing. I drove the contraband interstate. I told the state trooper that pulled me over for speeding that he was gonna make me late. Corporal, 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 run my license through the database. The only thing that's gonna come up is I was a no-show for serving on the Special Narcotics Grand Jury. If you wanna look back down the way towards Cincinnati, I'll drop a big fat brick on your back seat. Then maybe you'll see that's why they call this the freeway. Yeah, I'm on the freeway. I stole these clothes I'm wearing. I never struggled for these pleasures. They just came to me. Sent on the winds of the universe. You know the ones that blow through us all to set us free. So if you find yourself cornered with a decision to make, fill up with the breeze off the universe, and you'll sail away with a big liberatory smile on your free face. I stole these clothes I'm wearing. I'm free, baby. I'm on the freeway.
Yeah! The legend Paul Skiff, give it up for him. Thank you so much for sharing that little ditty. Pause. Okay. Hey, no Diddy here. But that was a wonderful piece, Paul. And fucking always amaze me when you come up. Thank you so much for that. On deck, we got Cap. Cap, where are you? There you are, Cap. Oh my gosh, it's wonderful to see Cap. She's gonna do some poetry, hopefully, maybe, perhaps, or rap. I don't know. You can do whatever you want up here. Short story. You can tap dance. All right, pull up on us. Okay. But coming into the mic, thanks for so much for staying patient, Ilizandro. Give it up for Ilizandro. Yes. Yeah. What's up? How you doing, pal? Okay.
Damn, it is bright up here. All right, I'm gonna just start. So, let me gather all my thoughts and see which ones are worth keeping. Recognize the voice of my anxiety, start speaking. All of it is part of me, the one to call them demons. I just want to feel like I'm healed by the weekend. Feel like we've been vibing to the wrong frequency. Or maybe we just caught in a long sequence. We both know I could be a buzzkill. Don't know why I'm in the cut still. To flirt with the idea of not having to convince you that we two of a kind despite the different things we've been through. If you're on my team, it's fuck the world if they're against you. If one day we part ways, can I tell you now I miss you? Just the thought of that been weighing heavy on my mental. The fact is shit happens, don't get caught lacking. Pretend you don't care till you're no longer acting, it's simple. So simple. Keep it a being, I could bounce back from anything. But this is taking me a minute, Krillin, pass me a sensu. All of this is old news, I should have been told you. Nowhere near the end, still got things we gotta go through. Love where I'm at, just don't wanna get complacent. Time the only thing that we can't afford wasting. Still I'm zoning out in moments I don't find engaging. Keep my mind occupied on days where I feel like I ain't shit. And it may be bittersweet, but shit, that's better than being tasteless, yeah. My whole generation been testing my patience. I thought I knew it all, I was still learning the basics, I guess. Y'all can find me at ilizandro.r on Instagram. Thank you.
Ilizandro.r on Instagram. Ilizandro, is that a verse from a song, perhaps? Is it streaming? Okay, you got to put that out. We love the verse. We love the spoken word. We love all of the acts. Pull up on us. All right, with the track 2 next Wednesday, okay? And do your thing. Okay, next up, we got Cap. But I think we still have time. It's 8 o'clock. Again, hard out a little bit before 8:30. So if anyone wants to go again or go for the first time, you can. All right, we got a little bit of time to do that. I will ask for hands after Cap approaches the mic. Give it up for Cap, y'all! Yeah!
Hello. My name is Cap. Hi. I have not living the dream. I haven't been writing poetry lately, but I have been writing a lot of essays. So I figured, let me just do something new. So I also timed it. Thank you. I also timed it. It is significantly longer than 5 minutes. So I'm just gonna do like an excerpt of it, and hopefully the excerpt is under 5 minutes. This is from one of my most recent essays called Bury Me Where All Bloom. On traveling to Puerto Rico to attend Bad Bunny's residency, No Me Quiero Ir de Aquí, and staying a while, because I can. I snuck raw rice and beans into El Coliseo for my DIY maraca. Snuck in is a big word. The security guards play no games, and the VIP entrance is, I'm sure, very intense. We were all searched and groped. She definitely saw my rice and beans, took a deep breath, and handed my telfar while shouting for everyone else to throw out their vapes. On maraca assembly and unveiling, I barely put it down. Everyone survived, and I have no regrets. Catch me shaking my shit everywhere I go now. Benny interacted with both of us by the end of the night. I've been watching my aforementioned clips while writing and genuinely fighting tears. Nothing I've written thus far is particularly unique, so it's likely challenging imagining why. Admittedly, I haven't had much time to process anything. 2 nights before, I opened for MC Light before an audience of 2,000 people. Yeah, the MC Light, video loading, maybe. Then packed my bag, jumped on a plane, and went to see Benny. Experienced all that wonder, all that cardio, marinated in the meaning of the title. I don't want to leave from here. The glass of wine is hitting, as are the emotions. My mother, my angel, is Puerto Rican. Born in Padillas, lived all over the island, came to the States in her 20s, met my father in the Bronx in her 30s, passed right before her 62nd birthday, and as far as I know, never went back home for more than 10 days. This summer, I spent a month in Puerto Rico, split between 2 visits. It's a privilege I didn't realize until this moment. Don't get me wrong, my mother lived a full life. She was hella accomplished and her daughters got her world traveler gene. But the return is unique. My mom wanted a New York burial. She said she was here longer than anywhere in life. It's a statement that increases in meaning through the years, and it begs the question, where do I want to be longer than anywhere in life? Ironically, depending on who you ask, but also somehow, obviously, my answer includes both the Bronx and Puerto Rico. The bigger privilege is that I get the choice now. For a long time, I held true this misunderstanding that leaving the island means your kids don't belong there. Scroll up, read Diaspora Dreams. It was never said so exactly, but it was understood. Somewhere between my father's necessity for assimilation and my mean, bitter maternal grandmother, yeah, I said it, get over it, I learned that I'm just a girl in a place. Not to be mistaken for my parents' places, but the place they made for me. I go to school, I go to church, I tie my hair in a tight ballerina bun. I be the smartest, I behave the best, I cover up. I make money, I drip humility, I raise kids who do it all better. While all these expectations can apply anywhere, my point is that it was applied and defined my existence within an extremely specific confine. If it weren't for the fact that my church was mad Puerto Rican, I wouldn't know anything about the island. Not that I learned much. I wouldn't know much Spanish. The first Puerto Rican history I ever learned was in college. My tongue still struggles to catch up with the language I know is within me. Side, but relevant note, my father is an immigrant himself, from a Spanish-speaking country with a phenomenally rich history and culture, and again, I know very little. I don't say any of this to shame my parents. They made major sacrifices to give me the privileged childhood I had. Those privileges set me up to be the woman I am today. Kinda. But it wasn't until after my mom died and my relationship with my father failed to improve that I realized I was just a girl in a place. But I needed to be an adult in the world. I needed to learn how to speak, how to move, how to create, how to breathe. I needed to find myself or I was going to die. Most people I knew for the first 20 years of my life don't recognize me anymore. Getting back on topic, now I have the privilege of choosing where I want to be longer than anywhere in life and who I want to be. I definitely am not a nobody. I've made myself indispensable by being myself. I do really cool shit, and I've met milestones while under 30 that people work lifetimes for. 25 is a lifetime, but I digress. I am eternally one step closer to seeing the world. I am definitely not lost. I've made myself at home in my mind and my body, learning to love myself in each iteration and ground myself anywhere I go. My living place is safe, which is an incredibly large privilege, and I've taken ownership of it. I'm a creator of safety, and softness is taken advantage of by many. I digress. But it allows for shelter anywhere. I get to choose where I go and where I land. Though my mother wished to be buried in New York, I hope my future family is confused about where I'll ultimately rest. But considering I want to be a tree, bury me where I bloom. Thank you. Thanks. You can find me pretty much anywhere at Cap Writes, CAP.Writes, WRITES. I write poetry, but I also write everything, therefore, Cap Writes. You can also find me at New Eurekan events all the time. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. All acts open mic. You can pull up here with a verse. You can pull up here with an essay. Pull up here with yourself. No ego. All right, that was a perfect example of no ego and just sharing your human experience. That's why we're here, folks. Okay, we got a little bit of time. So raise of hands. Who wants to go again? Nice and high if you want to go again for a second half. We got Maria. I'm gonna just put this down in my notes app. Anyone else? Daniel, don't be shy, guys. You got like 3-4 minutes up here, okay? If you go again. Another hand from anybody? Get those hands up, dog. We got like 15 minutes left. Cap, you want to go again? Okay, a short one from Cap. We love short ones. All right. Going once, going twice. Sold to Maria. Give it up for Maria, y'all. Yeah. Woo! Shoes stay on this one.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, this is a poem I wrote sort of in response to political climate because I don't consider myself, I'm not a political person. I'll just be outright. And this poem reflects that. And I feel like it infuses the atmosphere with a sense of neutrality that I hope will be beneficial for people to receive. So without further ado, we're the own worst critics of ourselves, afraid to be and make mistakes. We keep ourselves in cells. We wear judgments like jumpsuits because that's just how we learn to survive. But mulling over good and bad will have your mind buzzing busier than a beehive. Anything we despise outside gives us clues to where we hide our own acceptance from ourselves. So then our judgments become guides to notions that we hold with just too much pride. We cancel others because, well, we don't walk in their shoes. We're really canceling a part of ourselves because it's uncomfortable to embrace all the human hues. May we all be reflections of grace for everyone we meet. But that journey truly begins with the mercy at our own 2 feet. Thank you. So can we find these videos online or something?
Yeah, of course. You can find them once the stream goes recorded. You can find them.
On YouTube. Okay, just making sure. Thank you, guys. All right.
Gotcha. Thank you so much for coming, Maria. Okay, stick around. We got a couple more poets left. For example, we got Daniel, but Cap on deck. Give it up for Daniel, y'all. Yes! Wu-Tang hoodie on.
I'm trying to memorize this piece, so we'll see. It was a Sunday. I was visiting my parents from college, June 28, 2009. I was awakened by heavy airplane traffic to no electrical power or radio. Third world nations experience familiar tribulations in times of insurrection, blackout, smoke, blood-soaked concrete, commodities cost, human lives 1/19 of the price. Devaluating currency keeps the profits high. Coup d'etats are the economy. The markets of first world countries turn empires. The entire colony's population is labor, and the land asset of banana or coffee companies, accompanied by military force. The U.S. took the president of Honduras to Costa Rica that Sunday. They denied it afterwards, but I heard the planes. I was 10 minutes away from the military base in Comayagua, and Monday I was back in college. I complain because I've lived it in the flesh. This is a testimony. I stand on legs that have been in the race, outrunning death on streets paved with sons, daughters, and rivers, running with bloods and splatter brains. I've seen it all, and I've ran so much more. I was there in Tegucigalpa when the Popeyes and the bus burned, and I couldn't smell the burning chicken because of the smoke and the burning tires, and I'm tired of running. But I ran because if you stay, if you fight, you become someone's task, and someone rides a motorcycle, no plates, anonymous, alone, going to work or to your house with your spouse at a stoplight. You'll hear the roar of a muffler. You'll see a helmet on the window, no eyes, just a visor and a barrel. Someone's finger triggers an overture, the percussion of a semi-automatic, targets, criminal, political, collateral, carnage, daily assassinations, turned bystanders in tenors. We tremble in terror, porque el tirador tira y mata quien en vida fuese. Yo quiero seguir siendo, viviendo, por eso corro. Because I've sprinted too many marathons to believe these pistols should blink. I know at the end of the day, the messenger and everyone else also gets led. So I run, I rationalize running while revolutionaries are rewritten unruly by the rulers. I ran, I run, I keep running. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Daniel. Holy shit, that was fucking amazing. Okay, thank you so much for sticking around to share that. All right, our last performer of the evening. Give it up for Cap, y'all.
Long time no see. A shorty as promised. This is a prayer for your safety. With every step outside, we're trusting to make it back home, and I pray you do. I pray for a peace you hold confidently but never have to use, that which precedes you, that which protects you. May all sides be preserved by assurance that no harm can cross the threshold of your divine fortress. If alone or afraid, I pray you call. Our shared silence breeds awareness, unity, fine-tuned and amplified instincts, community. I pray you're never found too afraid to act. May you return with the sweetness of adventure on your lips. May you return whole, untouched, except by the sun. And may you return. With the passage of this day, I say a prayer for your safety, and that someone has a prayer for me too. Thank you. Good night.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that. That was lovely. Okay. Without further ado, I took notes while all of you were performing, by the way. Can I share some notes with you? Some highlights, some things I remembered that you shared tonight, chat? Okay, maybe you remembered over at home, or if you didn't, just rewind the stream. Until the lion learns to write, every story will glorify the hunter. I'm gonna remember that all week. Thank you for sharing that, Vega. Until the lion learns to write, every story will glorify the hunter. That's some hard shit. That's not right. That's an African proverb, but your words that you shared afterwards, I mean, it all tied together. Thank you so much for sharing that. Shout out to my man. Give it up for Vega. Shout out to my man Jordan that introduced his finger styling with us. That was amazing. All right. That's definitely encouraged. Pull up with your instruments. We'll try to serve you as best as possible as artists. All right. Next up. At noon, the steam of boiling beans serve as a clock. That was hard. That's a good line. That's a good line. Painting pictures with these words. Too hungry to notice our mother sustained us and loved us. Beans are my roots. The fire in my words. That was beautiful. Thank you so much, Daniel. The fire in my words. She's gone. I'm an unlimited lover. I will love you enough for the both of us. When you're a lover for the moment. I love this moment that we're in, chat. Thank you so much for experiencing it together. Bring to me the undomesticated ones. Bring to me the ones willing to lose themselves, who have let themselves break enough times that the sound of their laughter is heard across the room. That was hard. Thank you for sharing that. Maria, wherever you are. I stole these clothes I'm wearing, says Paul. Stole them. I asked her to go downtown to boil her blood. She has nothing to learn from the knuckleheads in the neighborhood. Whenever Paul comes up, paints a picture of this history, all right, of this neighborhood, and it's so valuable. So pull up on us wherever you are. I'm free, baby, on the freeway, says Paul. Brilliant. I just want to feel like I'm healed on the weekend. All right, those bars. Me too. Keep it a bean, I can bounce back from anything. Okay, I'll believe that. Thank you so much. My whole generation has been testing my patience. That's some real shit. That's universal. That's every generation, right? Shit. Thank you, Ilizandro. Bury me where I bloom. That was just hard. That's just a great title. Let's begin. Catch me shaking my shit wherever I go now. Yeah. Not just that, but shaking the rooms that you're in now. Cap, now that you'll be sharing much more. Thank you. Most people I knew for the first 20 years of my life don't recognize me anymore. We love that. Thanks for growing. I am not a nobody. I'm definitely not lost. I made myself at home with my mind and body. I get to choose where I go and where I land. Wow. Yeah. We're the own worst critics of ourselves. Maria's not here, but that was true. I'm not going to criticize that line. We are our worst critics. I stand on legs outrunning death. I've seen it all and ran so much more. I'm tired of running. I've sprinted too many marathons that these pistols, knowing that these pistols shoot blanks. Thank you so much for sharing that. I pray for a peace you hold confidently but never have to use. I pray you're never found too afraid to act. Thank you so much for sharing that. And in conclusion, thank you for acting on the impulse, the knowledge of that this space is a space that you can share. So come back every Wednesday here at the Loisaida Center. Give it up for yourselves for sticking around and acting, okay? And pulling up on me, Brian the Motel Guy. You can Google me and find me everywhere. Thank you so much. I'll see you next Wednesday, and you'll share more. Yes? Yeah. All right. See ya. Bye.